Hey, what's up? It's Cam Peterson. Thanks for watching MotoAmerica on YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow all of our content.
20 laps scheduled in Medallia Superbike race number 1. With lights off, we're going. Good launch from the front row. Petrucci, but it looks like Cameron Peterson may be around the outside on the 45. He's got a good position. Everybody trying to fight for it. There goes the number 1. He's down into turn number 2. And it's going to be Petrucci in second and Cameron Peterson. A good launch from that second row to get into third.
The Supersport Championship, and it's been a progression for him on this Superbike, but the Vision Wheel M4 Suzuki team, as he's going to go up underneath Schultz. Schultz gets out of shape in the middle of 2. Escalante takes that spot. He's going to be looking forward now at the back wheel of Danilo Petrucci, so keep your eye on the 54, G-Dub.
The distance between Gagne, if he wins this race, and where they're sitting, because it's not always about that position. It's about our average lap times over distance. What'd you see there?
Yeah, see that bike get sideways. There's a dip there in turn 6 that is pretty famous. Everyone talks about it. When you go on track walks, you see people sitting there staring at it when he's off throttle. Here you see Escalante. They're going to go right through this dip. You're trying to get on the gas a little bit before you get to the bottom of it, but you can see, Greg, it will tie that bike up a little bit. But even coming down the hill, see how much that bike is just shaking and moving around underneath him, and then it's loose on the exits, snapping back at him.
Wow.
So not exactly sure what is going on right now, because that bike has looked good pretty much most of the year. That 11 has looked pretty solid. We've seen him win as well, and it's right now that bike just doesn't look, and you can see it just moving around. He's trying to get it up off the edge of the tire. Where I noticed, and you can see he's waving to Chuck Chiquetto there, saying something. Obviously, he knows he's got a problem anytime soon, and you can see that's just trying to pick the throttle up. That has gone from just after, Greg, where you've released the lever, you're rolling the bike through the corner, you're seeing your exit, you're going to crack the throttle, and the bike's going sideways on him. And here again, you're going to see Matthew make a big effort to get this bike up off the edge of the tire. It's almost like he loses the front, then loses the rear. That said, the damage has kind of been done. If Gagne gets this lead out to +3, he literally can just pace himself, and that's what he'll do. These two guys are obviously going to start engaging with each other very shortly as far as Petrucci trying to close this gap down to the 45. Keep in mind, Greg, if this race ended right this second, this type of championship would be tied at the front with an 11-point difference between first and third. Hang on, send it, try to make it through the turns, do what he needed to do, and it wasn't working out. This is a much more patient Cam Peterson. That said, we've seen him as he gets wide into turn 2, extremely wide. A little bit of announcer's curse there.
Yeah,
is that what you did to him?
Well, he was deep into turn 2. He was way on the outside of the track. Just an unusual line for him.
See here, he's heavy on the brakes, trailing off in, and gets that last downshift done, but he just doesn't quite have the speed slowed down. As you see Petrucci make a mistake in the corkscrew, that's going to open up an opportunity for Cam to go back past.
The 54 of Richie Escalante, who's in 4th place behind them, might have had an opportunity to close down on these two as they were battling, as we now have the 80 of Hector Barbera in front of Matthew Schultz. So Hector Barbera has had quite the weekend here at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, been in the top 5 consistently on and off all weekend.
Anything can happen in these championships, and Matthew knows he needs to get that 5th place position, get himself those 11 points. As he looks again, he's going to slide up underneath Hector Barbera as they go into turn 5, and Hector Barbera trying to square him up, and he does it again, Greg. So that Tyler's bike's got some power as he was able to square it back up under Matthew Schultz. Let's see if Matthew takes another shot. He's able to roll through the corners as Matthew, but up this back straight, I don't think he's going to be close enough, is he, Greg, for the corkscrew? It looks like he's going to try anyways, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. There goes Schultz. Boy, he left it late to the last moment, but he's able to get it done. Jane, I think you're right. I think you're looking at the fuel load going down also. I just think Schultz had to take a few laps and figure out, how can I get this thing to go around the racetrack as fast as possible with what I have underneath me?
Reacts. You see the pass on the left there, live action on the right, and the bike just looks more settled. And I know he's going a little bit slower than he had earlier.
On that Warhorse HSBK Racing Ducati New York, that Panigale V4R. Oh, and a bit of a mistake for Cameron Peterson. So just like that, that half a second that had gone to 0.6 has been erased. Here's a look at it, Jay.
Just looking to see his left foot there, Greg, as he Yeah, he was able to get it in the gears he needed it to be in, but he was in there just a tad bit deep again, wasn't he? And trying to get that bike slowed down. He runs it out there a little bit wide, but he kind of is able to square it up, and thank goodness he had that half second.
And here's the strength of the Ducati, right? Up a hill, the grunt of that V4 motor. And so you want to be able to get through turn 5, sweeping as fast as you can to take advantage of what the Ducati has to offer.
And it kind of answers a couple questions for me, too. Cam's able to open up as he takes a stab at him going into the corkscrew. We know Petrucci's good on the brakes. But when you can't open up the radius of the corners, you can see Cam in turn 3 and 4. He's able to open those places up, even in turn 5. To try to think of doing something with Cam, it's going to be a fairly hairball move if he does try to make it work.
Here he goes, Petrucci. He's trying to find some room. A little bit of contact. He pushes him wide. Cam Peterson not getting off of it. They're side by side as they head through Rainey Corner. Cameron Peterson has it. So a little bumping and rubbing up top. Petrucci's got another shot at it in turn 11, but there's also lap traffic ahead.
And Petrucci got loose as he tipped into turn 10, so he wasn't able to make that happen. Cam's going to protect that lead. Petrucci's going to open up the radius of that corner and try to cut it back up underneath him. But you can see Jake Gagne wins the race, G-Dub, and Cam Peterson's going to hold off Petrucci for that win.
Great job by Jake Gagne to take a 4.5-second win. That pass, Cameron Peterson was having none of it. How about Vision Wheel M4 XR Suzuki's Richie Escalante with his best finish in Medallia Superbike in 4th place. Matthew Skoltz will finish 5th ahead of Hector Barbera.
And you can see Petrucci saying that pass. You can see here, he came from a long way back, Greg, and he was over the paint on the inside. He knew there was going to be contact. But look at Cam. He got knocked off the bike. He goes down through the corkscrew, motos his way down there. Probably some contact made here as well. And you can see these two guys were not going to give anything up. Cam closes off the entry to Rainey Corner, but it was a little tiny slip up for Petrucci as they went down into turn 10. I saw his bike get just a little bit loose on tip in, but look at these two guys. They were at, hey, that's racing. It's good hard racing, and that's exactly what that was.
It definitely was. And you know what? You almost have to say for Petrucci, you got to take that shot. If you're that close, you've got to take the shot. But